Hey folks, sorry I'm late. I just couldn't get myself out of the water. I was soaking in a hot tub before I came on, trying to relax and just chill so I can come on and paint. Well, I just overstayed in the tub a little bit and just had to sit down and get my wits back before I came on. Before I start, I want to explain what's going to be happening here today. I'm going to be making fractals, and there's a couple different ways I can do this. And I wanted to just practice. Today is just a practice shot, and this will give you an idea of what I've been talking about for a background for the art sculpture that I'm making. I had another brainstorm today, and I think I'm going to put a petri dish on there. So I'm going to be putting some particles that I made. I'm going to be putting these particles in a resin petri dish, and it's going to have to cure before that can go on. I'm actually accumulating a box full, about a shoebox full of parts to put on this canvas sculpture that I'm making. So, each and every day that goes by, I get a new idea. And some of these ideas were influenced by my followers, friends, fans, family. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for your support. I know it's not shown much here on my channel, and we know why, because I've got this this gaggle of loosey gooseys that um, try and pull stunts. That's all I can say. And they harass people. And I want to make everybody aware that if you come in my chat, you could stand a chance of harassment. One of these people doxing you, um, contacting you. They have done this to my family, my friends, my customers. They have done this to prior customers. And then they make YouTube videos out of you. You appear in other YouTube videos. And as in my chat. So there's a lot of rumors going around about me, and they were created by a woman that is a little cuckoo up in the head, shall we say, and that's all I'm going to say. And she has um, people that bond and narcissistic um, sympathy, maybe. So, it's an army. And I want to warn everybody, you're coming in on your own discretion. A lot of people's not afraid of her. And, but there are some people who, just don't want to be involved with that. I don't blame you. And you can always catch this video on the replay. So, having said that, let's get to work. I have to kind of put that disclaimer out there because it's happening. And when you're serious about, you know, your business and keeping your customers' privacy, I want to warn them ahead of time about all those things that, you know, that's it. So, anyways, this is happy hour. Happy hour arts and crafts. Let's get to it. I'm going to test the light in my room. Let's see what this does. That's bright. I practiced a little bit on this canvas. It's just a small canvas for practice, and I think that light is too overpowering on that one end. And this side is closest to my monitor. So let's try artificial light. So let's just bring it up here. It might be a little too overbearing too. You can see that I've painted over. I have to remember your side of the screen is opposite of mine in person. But here you can kind of see through the paint, or I've painted over and erased it. I was not happy with the overall spread of these fractals. So I'm going to try a different technique. I'm going to show you what I did, and I'm going to show you a different technique. So I've got my paint here. This is regular acrylic paint. The color is Mars Black, and there's just a tad bit of blue in this paint to make it more like a cold black instead of a warm black. Mars Black is a warmer black, and I like the cold black. So the paint consistency, you can see, runs off my stick in a nice stream. You can see that there's a mound when it hits the surface, and this is perfect. This is the perfect consistency I like, and we're going to see how it works for fractals. What I've got in here is some Mars Black, tad bit of blue, Fractal, and water. That's it. No oils, no treadmill, silicone, nothing else. And I think I'm going to actually put a little bit more Fractal in here, and let me just go check. Hey, Kimberly, good morning. Welcome aboard. Kind of looks like marbled from this angle. Yeah, it is. It does. It does have a little bit of a texture too because of the paint thickness. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more Fractal to extend my dry time. And I've put this is American Fractal. There's Amsterdam, Fractal out of the UK. And then there's also American Fractal. And this is the American Fractal. I put it in this bottle so it's easier to handle instead of a gallon. And I stocked up on this stuff before the prices went up. I paid $11 a gallon. They're now up to $14. And that was about a year ago. I knew that we were going to have shortages. There were going to be shipping problems. So I went and stocked up on Fractal. Fractal before food. Yeah. I'm feeling a little silly, a little giddy today. So you might have to tolerate a little bit of my nerdy humor. And yeah, I am a nerd. I am a nerd. I like this nerdy kind of stuff, So I'm just going to mix this Fractal in. And hold on a second. Hey, I have to catch you before you leave. Hold on one second. I will be right back. Let me go and mute my mic. Okay, so I am back. That was a quick one. I just had to ask somebody a quick question. And let me get back here. So this is pretty much mixed in. Looks like it. I'm just going to stir it around a little bit more. And I'm going to pour it out on this canvas because I want a nice thick coating. This is what I'll be working with today. Liquitex ink. It's acrylic ink. And I've put some of the isopropyl alcohol into a very small bottle with a very thin, kind of like a needle tip. See? And so the yellow, and I'm going to be working with red. All right. That's just for one technique. The other technique is I'm going to put them in separate cups and dab them on with a stylus or an embossing pen, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go and do two techniques, see which one works better, compare the colors, and what we're going to do is decide what technique and what colors we should use for this sculpture. All right. Now I'm going to spread this paint around. And to do that, I'm going to grab a tool. Sometimes using a comb works really well for spreading this paint. But I can't find my comb. You know, like a pick comb. You know, a pick. Those work really well. But I can't find my pick. I love using picks for my hair, and it's probably in the bathroom, but let's see what else I can get. I know I've got other tools. Hold on a minute. I got a noisy chair. It's the most comfortable chair for doing art, but it's old. And it's noisy. Okay, hold on. I'll be right there. See, I wasn't all the way ready, and it took so long in the tub. Let's see. Thought I had another tool for spreading paint. That would have worked really good too. Well, let's take something else and let's just get a palette knife. Thank you. All right, we got this, and now we got that. And I'm going to just take this palette knife and just kind of dab out the paint a little bit. Spread it out, try and get even. I am not going to torch the bubbles out because I don't want the surface of this to have any kind of film. And that could have been a problem with my last practice shot. I've done this technique before, and I showed how this technique can be used to make COVID art. And it was actually when COVID first came out. It's very easy to do. And, you don't need a lot of stuff other than alcohol and acrylic inks. So I'm just going to try and pop some of these bubbles. And we can always come back and pop the bubbles after we've made the fractals. So the bubbles aren't really a big concern of mine right now. There. Let's just try and... Okay. Alrighty. So one way to do this is going to be awesome, you guys. Get ready for some awesomeness. Leave room for a COVID orphan. A COVID orphan. Aww. So you want to shake these up real well. You get a settlement of it in the bottom here. So you just want to shake these inks up really good. And what we're going to do, make sure that all of that settlement is incorporated. Now watch this, you guys. This is like magic. This is awesome. Okay. Put one drop. You see? And my camera's going to go blurry, ain't it? Sure is. Okay. And then you're going to take and put one drop of alcohol right on top of that ink. And you're going to watch the fractals spread out. It's like magic. I mean, it's just awesome to watch. And they'll continue to branch out. But if you see what I mean, only one side is going, and that's because of the alcohol. This side is blank. Just nothing. So they said, put them in your little paint dish, put your alcohol in there. And I'm only going to put a couple drops. Okay, there's 4 drops of alcohol, and I'm going to put 4 drops of ink. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So then I'm going to take my stylus, my embossing tool, and stir that around. And I'm just going to go touch it on the canvas. And we're going to see if that works better. I don't see anything happening. I just really don't. Nothing. So let's take and add just a little bit more alcohol. I'm going to take the other side of the stylus and just touch it in there. Nope. That doesn't work for me. That technique don't work for me. Yeah, I seen it as like a last minute thing on YouTube. Maybe if I put a little bit more ink in my dish. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, my dish, I'm talking about this right here. So let me just put a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I put too much alcohol the first time. And I'm still going to work on that same spot. All right. No, it's not happening.
20 bags?
Yes, 20. Not happening. So I think I'm just going to stick with the technique that I know, even though they might not all be even. Maybe that'll be adding the character. Who knows? All right. We're going to just put some red in there. Maybe the red will spread. Okay, I'm going to actually tip my canvas a little bit and see if that makes a difference. I'm going to come in with another drop of alcohol. Ooh, look at that. So I'll just, probably have to do it in drops and layers to have them spread out nice and even. You can make flowers with these. And I thought maybe, I thought blue. Blue would be nice. But the blue, after this canvas dries, is very hard to see the fractals. So I took white and mixed it with the blue. And it helps a little bit, but it's still kind of hard to see. Where the red and the yellow were a lot easier to see when they were dry. I think they would really stand out more after the project is dry and I resin over it. So let's see how that works. Yeah, I just really wasn't real fond of the blue. So let's put another drop of white.
They float. How'd you get them hold down?
I used that plastic spoon to push them down.
Yeah, but they float back up.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as they steep. Okay. We got a bunch of projects going on here. We have 3 rooms and different projects going on in each room. And that's how busy we get sometimes. All right. So I'm going to have somebody periodically come in here and ask questions. You see how that spreads out, and it looks bright when the paint's wet, but when the paint's dry, the blue is just too dark. And my camera is blurry, very blurry. It's not blurry when I'm looking at it here from StreamYards, but on the YouTube side, it's blurry. So let's see if we can get a better close up. Let's see if we can get that camera to focus. And I've really got some lag, but you can see the fractals that I'm talking about. The dendrites. So I think I'm going to go with the yellow and red, since the behavior is different compared to the white and blue. And then also when they're dry. So this, this is quite an experiment. Practice. What if I used this stylus to go in and drop alcohol right there? Let's see what happens. So then we get a black spot in there. How about if we put another drop of yellow on top of there. And another drop of alcohol. The canvas might be bowed too, and that might be part of the reason why it's not going into the other side. So I like this technique, and I think this is how I'm going to do the entire canvas. For my art sculpture. Well, not the entire canvas. We're also going to be adding some other interesting aspects of it. Businesses that went out during the COVID. You're going to kind of see those in the background. And all kinds of things related to what has happened over the last couple of years. This one's acting strange. I hope it branches out this way from this little runoff. Let's put some more yellow on that one and see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 3 of them at one time. Sometimes these dendrils take time to develop. This is something I'm going to have patience with. When I do the background canvas, I can't go too fast. So it's going to be a project. Excuse me. So I just figured out why some of them have a blank side. And if you can see, there's a darker half circle right here. That's where I dropped the alcohol. So the alcohol is pushing the ink away. And the problem is I'm not getting that drop of alcohol centered right in the middle of the drop of ink. User error. So that's the problem. So you can see this just a little bit. It's a little bit darker right here. So I wonder if I can fix those. Now this might turn green because I see it kind of picked up the black and rolled it over. And black and yellow make green. Remember that just in case you have some paints and you need green and you don't have a green, try mixing your black and yellows. Now I had an eyedropper. I did have an eyedropper. I used to have an eyedropper. Let me get another one. I'm going to try an eyedropper with that alcohol and see if it works better than that bottle. Okay. Now, I think the eyedropper might be easier to work with than the bottle. This is why I'm practicing before I actually do the art piece. You know, because I want to get this right the first time. Yeah, you can see it on the first two also. Yep, right. And folks, when you're working with alcohol, remember it's flammable, so be careful. Like I said, I was going to go over this and torch it later to get bubbles out, and that would probably be much later after the alcohol evaporates, you know. So let's try a drop of yellow right in the center, and we're going to come in here with another drop of alcohol. Oh yeah, I can get much closer with the eyedropper compared to that bottle, and that bottle wants to drop the drop real quick. So it's like you go there and you try and get precise and lined up, and I'm not looking at it straight down. I'm looking at it from an angle where the eyedropper works much better. See, you know, wouldn't these make nice little flowers? You know, if you do a whole bunch of them and draw some stems and some leaves. Okay, let me go through and try and fix this one here. And oh yeah, I like that. I like the dropper much better. You can get in there right down to it and get it positioned right on top of that drop of ink. Yes. So that's how we're going to do this then. See, I got to practice before I just jump in and, you know. And I like how they're kind of turning orange over on this side too. Oh, a drop dropped out of that. Dropped out. Put some more in my dish. I'm running out. Yeah, it dropped out on me. I can't squeeze the dropper. All right, let's just try it again. There. I'm gonna come in with some yellow again. They do change as the paint kind of fluctuates and the alcohol evaporates and they do grow quite a bit. This one turned out nice. They do change, you know. There's a lot going on. Let's take a drop of yellow. You will see green come up, like this one here is turning green. I guess a lot of times you're going to have to scruff up the surface because the surface kind of gets a little film on it as it's exposed to the air. That was pretty. Some of these are like, wow, when they're spread out. Let's try a drop of yellow and put a drop of blue into it and see what we get. Do that over here. Ooh, that was pretty. That was really pretty. See, but those darker colors, just when it's dry, you can't see the branches so well. So I like the spots that are made with the eyedropper a lot better than the first ones we started with the bottle of alcohol. Put red in the center of what, that blue one? Okay. Let's do that. Just kind of watch it. See, watching this stuff develop is kind of relaxing. It's relaxing on my end. It's more relaxing on my end than it is for you guys to actually watch, because you're, you know, I'm looking at it close up, and you guys see it from a distance. But when I do the actual art piece, I'm going to be using two cameras. I'm going to be zooming in and get some good shots with my other camera. I see, let me get a pointer stick. Over here in this area, the blue is bleeding into this spot. How about if we put a spot of white on top of there? Now, white is a heavier material because it's got titanium dioxide in it. And sometimes white will sink. So let's see what this one will do. It's actually very hard to see around the edges. You can see where these edges are brighter. So I don't know. I don't think the blue really works as good. And we can always go like this, you know. Yeah, so we can always just do that. When I do this actual art on the art piece itself, I'm going to have to do it in sections with fresh paint. We're going to be dumping down a lot of paint on that. You can see the edges are already kind of starting to dry. I didn't hit this one on center. a little bit of air came out and blew a little spot of alcohol right here. Now this one is pushing all the ink from that one. See it moving? Kind of messed it up. I think I'll have to put them further apart. Red, especially when your paint is fresh, it really spreads. Now up here, I didn't put no fresh paint right here. I pushed it all the fresh paint this way. Let's try one right here. It might not get so spread out. It might stay smaller. These two here are kind of sloppy. You can always try and fix them. I'm not going to add no more red. Go with yellow. Try and fix that. If not, we can scrape it off, right? I'm still going to put a spot of red here. I might be going too fast and there might be too much alcohol gathering on the surface. But I really like how those fractals just spread out. Just like, like a little fern growing. I like this one, how the tips are brighter right around the tips. This one here has it a little bit too. So it looks like this one here, this area mutated. So these are supposed to kind of represent virus or bacteria, germs under a microscope. And it's going to be the background on my sculptured art. Think it'll pass for it, you guys? Think it'll work? Let's try a little bit of yellow on this one. Right here. Just to see. This one here I'm not going to touch. I'm not going to overdo. I like the center of that one. It has a little bit of green in it. Let's go back and put a drop of yellow in this one. This one here didn't turn out. But there's still a lot of fractals in there. So something like that, I would probably just leave it. Or maybe just put another drop of alcohol on there and see what happens. So that's it. That's my little experiment, my little practice work. I know for sure I'll be using the eyedropper instead of the bottle with the needle on it. The dropper works much better. And I think I'm just going to do very small sections at a time. Like this here, you know, area size like this, I would probably just put the paint down in 4 sections. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Leave a comment. If you know of a video that uses a different technique, don't be afraid to drop a link there and let me know. I'm always open for learning something new. Constructive criticism. Let me see. So I've been at this almost an hour. I'm gonna in this stream. And I hope you enjoyed today's happy hour. I know I did. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining me, Kimberly, Glastronaut. See you guys in my next video. Have a blessed day.